Brings. All right. Apparently, live streaming is not working. It's all they added a bunch of stuff to it, and I don't have time to play with it. So it doesn't look like it works at all. From what it's, I have I streamed through another system, so I can ask them about it, but not today. All right. Thank you for joining us for tonight's broadcast. I was going to show a site, but I can't do any. That's great. Google Hangouts is crap, so we'll just do the best we can. It doesn't really have all the functions of it's been ripped out. So, all right, that's fun. All right, thank you for joining us for tonight's broadcast. This is brought to you by Fifth Dimension, or maybe the One Dimension right now. Let's see. It's gonna be a long day tomorrow. For those that posted questions on the site, because I was going to go through that. I'm around 8 days, 9 days, because I got to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to be on the road all day tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. And I'll be done at like 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock tomorrow night. And I was on my feed the other day for 10 hours. Then I did the webinar, and I'm dead. So, without going into full details, so I got to get some kind of sleep so I can function tomorrow. So. Jeez. And now YouTube changed a bunch of stuff. Now I can add multiple cameras to it from what looks like an this is kind of a joke. But, for tonight's kind of makes sense why nothing's working. Switzerland's a home of the CIA. There's actually an article on it, a blog on it. I'm not going to attempt to bring it up here because it won't work. Because this is So last night, I was having difficulty sleeping, but in the middle of the night, probably around 4 or something like that, I got a message like I was answering questions in the webinar, the second part of it. When I go through everybody's name, and somebody was asking me about Star Wars, like what's the inside, what's the real Star Wars, and so. And I didn't get a whole lot of detail of it, and then I ended up, I connected to the CIA basically in Geneva, in Switzerland, not Zurich. Zurich is the business section of it, but they're here now, and I don't remember every detail I got. Now this is after. I woke up later. I got a bit more detail. They're still here. I'm going to do the best I can. It's been a long day. What I don't cover today, I'll cover tomorrow and on and on. But I'm going to at least put this out there. So the gist of it is, they give me a little bit of details here and there, but they're underground. Yes, it is connected to CERN. In some ways, CERN, CERN. And now the CIA, from what I see, call it whatever you want. Call it whatever name you want. But what I see is it's kind of like the UN. Everybody is involved with it. All the nations, like Russia, Germany, China. They're not at each other's throats. They're all good with each other. Now, the reason why we see it differently is because of different agendas are going on. Because Russia, they're not too happy with what's going on in Russia, because Russia does a lot of good, but they're obviously not going to give me full details of why things are happening the way they are. But so basically, where we're heading is I'm going to channel the CIA a little bit later. We're getting into that. So, and it's a neutral energy, alien, astral, whatever. Anytime you feel drama, that's like a war. That's getting more to our dimension. They need the drama for agendas, for economy, whatever it is. They created ISIS They're not saying why they created ISIS or they created ISIS. Like I said, I'm not going to give you full detail. We're going to do a conscious connection, and then we'll bring them in. Alex Jones is a big. Okay, my audio is working. Okay. Oh, I didn't even check that. Okay, now my audio should be a lot better now. I didn't even think about that. Jeez. Okay, doesn't matter. It was coming from the mic. Hopefully that's. I didn't even think it. I was thinking because I hit the mute button on it. So hopefully it sounds a lot better. Or not. Either way, yeah, it makes sense why this is all getting kind of tampered with a little bit. So, but it's okay. Like Alex Jones, like what I'm getting is he is putting in the right information. It's just he can't handle it, and it goes in his mind. And obviously, there is going to be some corruption there, but overall, he's getting okay. China thing is kind of manipulation, but there is justified good stuff there. It's just surrounded by crap, but but there is justified information there. Alex is he's a big, he can't handle it all, but he is being manipulated here and there. Yeah, paranoid. He can't handle it. I mean, it really comes out. I don't think he can handle it. It's just blown his mind. Now, if he connected more spiritually, which he only is capable of, he is in his own way, but not aliens and all that, because that would really help put things together. He kind of dives into it, but he's not going to dive into it deeply. Okay, so we're going to. All right. Maybe I'm feeling kind of. Either way. So the CIA energies are, obviously in Germany. You don't hear about them very much. The economy going up and down, that's just them screwing around. To penalize somebody, I wouldn't take it too seriously because they're screwing around with it for different agenda reasons, obviously. Some are getting rich, some are getting poor. But notice how, like Switzerland, World War II did not get messed with. There's a whole list of things why Switzerland's kind of out of the loop from everything. Yeah, because that's where the main root is. And those that are running the show obviously not going to raise their hands and have to be seen, but they are watching my connections and others. And either way, I don't know why they're connecting to me now, but like with Disney, like with Star Wars, because that was what brought this all in. Star Wars has been kind of sabotaged a little bit for many reasons. Yeah, to slow it down, make people, take eye of it, whatever it might be. There's different ways of looking at it. But Star Wars is the alien agenda being brought in. Now, understand our real connection is like Star Trek, but they don't put much light into that one. That's like way too real, actually. Star Wars is an easier way of bringing in the information. You can say they made George Lucas wealthy to put this information out. He signed up for it, etc., etc. Star Wars is really where they're bringing. It's going into Disney. Disney is part of the propaganda machine, CIA machine. Yes, is it bad? It's a little bit of both, bad and not bad. It has different agendas. That's why it's both positive and not so positive because it has a balance there. I'm doing what I can here. I got pretty good data done, but I can't remember everything. Interesting though, I've had imagine people are reconnected to this. But like when someone's going to do something violent towards someone, like a family member or abuse, like a major abuse, whatever it is, like you're going to kill somebody, let's put it that way. Astrally, they get asked, it's like, you want to do this? If you do, here's a contract. Now you can say no to it, and everything's fine. But if you say yes to it, you go through repercussions of it. I'm not sure what goes on with all that. I'm not going into details. It's different for everybody, but it's a contract. So if you murder somebody, whatever, you do any type of violence towards anyone, it's a contract you sign. So some people get the urges and they change their mind. That means they didn't sign the contract. So it's probably a complicated list there, but kind of gives you an idea. It's all done astrally, obviously. But some just say, screw it, I'm going to do it. And they have a purpose for doing it. And just, everyone's different. So it's pretty obvious. People probably already can connect to that. But, CIA, let's see, 5G. I won't worry too much about 5G. I mean, the society is already it's already jacked in already to the matrix. It's going to awaken people over time. So the fires are not going to go into details. They might go into that. Some things are very quiet about. There's a lot of bases in that area, obviously, in California. California isn't always making the right decisions. Those that are running it, so they get penalized. So there's like a group of elitists that aren't always following the agenda, so they get penalized, so other people pay for it. There's different reasons for this. So yeah, there's a whole another elitist situation there. Africa, is kind of controlling the queen in some ways. Like the queen is controlling Africa, but the queen is being controlled too. Most likely, now if you get rid of the queen, you get rid of Charles, and just have William. This is not really from the CIA, but either way, this is what I got. But if you just have William and Harry, things are really going to change big time. But not with the Queen there and not with Charles there. I think those are the two prominent ones. There might be somebody else, but if those two are not in the power at all, William's going to really change things. Hopefully for the better, but he can't do it. He got a rope around his throat. He can't do it. So that's just the way it is right now. I think some people are giving a cup on that. So that was something that has nothing to do with the CIA thing, but that's what my observation was. I just picked up on that the other day. So, all right, for CIA connections though, all right, we're gonna bring them in, and I'm not sure how much energy I'm gonna have for this, but I'll try to see. Obviously, they're very careful over what comes through, but they're not gonna give eggs anyway. We'll just see what happens. So yeah, this is channeling the CIA. I know it sounds, who cares? And this is how we're going to. And you want your ascension. You want things to change. You got to change. You gotta. I'm not worried about. I don't feel anything negative coming from them at all. There might be other things coming after me here and there, but I don't see anything negative coming from them. I feel a galactic alliance there. And they're very patient and actually very kind. Actually, it's just our race is coming out of. I mean, how are we going to come out of this? You got to do things differently. So this is going to be different. That's for sure. I never even thought about even channeling these people. Not like this. Obviously, they're welcoming my energies. That was the other thing before we go into this. They can block your thoughts. And even channelings also knowledge and information. One that it's like sometimes you're trying to, they block them like channeling the CIA. They can block that like that those thoughts of that. Yeah, I know it sounds people can probably pick up on that. They can block certain certain connections. It's like, why didn't I think of that before? Because it was blocked. So not to say they're trying to be malicious or anything. Sometimes it is, not always. If you look at everything with fear, you're not going to go anywhere. Obviously, there's going to be some fear, but if you're going to be on the fear card forever, it's going to be a while for you to really grow. You just say, you know what, screw it, it'll be fine, and it will be fine. You'll be fine. But if you have any type of darkness with you, you're going to bring it in. Definitely, no one's perfect, obviously. Most of the population's afraid when you really think about it. They're not afraid of repopulating the world, that's for sure. But they're not really ready to upgrade, but you never know. So, all right, here we go. All right, here we go. Blessings and this is going to be bizarre. Here we go. Greetings to you. Today we will, yes, we are the CIA consciousness. You believe it or not, that's up to you. We don't really care. Yes, humanity is under a contract at this time. Not to be tortured, but to learn. Hard lessons that were not learned in other lifetimes and other worlds. They come here to learn those lessons very quickly to move on to other star systems. Some are stuck in galaxies and don't know how to leave. Yes, the learning takes a long time. To incarnate in this world speeds things up and gets you out of there a lot quicker. But as you can see, disconnecting from spirit is not an easy trek. So, we have the CIA energies. We are, you can call it that for right now. You will name it differently as you awaken. So, what are we? We are you on another dimension. Yes, we are part of your society, of course, in the human form. But many of us are not human, far from it. As for going into those details, not important at this time. But we are part of your collective, has been watching you closely, of course. You are going to let change occur for you to awaken more quickly. Events like your California in some ways is being punished, yes. Not to punish the people, but people are being punished because others won't take in the responsibility of change. Many are not ready for change. Even your galactic aliens have become stubborn and connected to your old ways. Your aliens become very much like you. Even at the low vibrations, they've learned how to make it a fourth dimension experience and a fifth dimension experience, but they have become very much similar to you. So you wonder how they are. They have a lot of similarities. Some do wear clothes as you do, put on shoes. Some of them do. It's an earth thing. So a lot of alien beings of what are shoes, what are clothes. They might wear a jumpsuit, but your clothes are very different than theirs. As you can see, they wear out using your hands, things of that sort. But we are here to, yes, realize that many of you are cutting your contracts short. Doesn't mean you're going to leave this world. Allow more alien contact to occur. So it means your government is going to upgrade in the coming years. Alien energies are slowly being focused through NASA as a possibility of alien contact. Now, I understand there's going to be different types of contact. It's going to be channeled contact and also physical contact, but not the kind of physical you expect. Basically, expect NASA to talk more, use the word more alien, but in a third dimensional sense, meaning fractal energies, the idea of civilizations being formed is going to become basically talking about aliens in a past tense, such as your Mars, saying, yes, there's civilization there, and now we have a little bit more details. Here's a skeleton or two. I'm not fully reach into that energy, but eventually they will in some shape or form. So what's coming into your environment? Nothing much yet. But you are, yes, going into a new paradigm of higher knowledge. What that higher knowledge is that you are changing your timelines to become more galactic, less human. Your more focus will be on you than the rest of your society eventually. It cannot be ignored forever. Your society is going to change. Yes, Star Wars energies, alien energies are, yes, going into fiction. Now, we can't say this is going to happen quickly because most of your population is not contracted for an alien experience anytime soon. But for those of you who are aware, are going to open up your channeling energies and unlock this society. Understand, we are not like your regular world people. We look at things in a more simplistic way, and your world complicates it. It like buries itself in the human experience. So it's hard to see alien energies when the human experience as job, health, family, You have all these layers on top of you. It's hard to see an alien species anywhere. Yes, we're integrated into your world, but not seen very well. Yet we are behind the scenes on your planet. As for technologies, even the air you breathe is part of an alien filter system. Not to say we'll stop breathing, but we are clearing your air on a daily basis. Yes, there are beings here causing difficulties here because I feel like humans aren't capable of thinking for themselves, and some aren't. But realize the more risks you take, the more changes you will occur. Trust. Trust you will not be bombarded by negative energies, energy forces. You are, yes, you're a temple of change. Your pyramids, many of you can ask and project into the pyramids right now and see a new reality. Most of your human collective is buried itself, within the human consciousness is technically buried under your earth. The higher consciousness is. It's buried it because it wants to school itself on hard times. Hard times speed things up, but then they get stuck in the cycle where they don't know how to leave this planet. Many get stuck here forever because they feel like this is all there is. And because of what they are warning here, they get addicted to this place, basically. They get addicted to their dimension. That is going to change. Many of you are bringing in new teachings to help your earth graduate to a higher realm of thinking. How to accomplish this? First off, you have to want to accomplish it. Many don't know how, but and don't have the patience for you to learn to connect to it. How do you connect to higher dimensional beings? You have to think in a high dimensional way, but also change your point of view. Instead of hate for humanity, is love for humanity. Even if you don't see it as an infant race either. To see it as, I guess you could say, you're in a disagreement, a slight one. But concentrate on yourself, not so much humanity itself. Concentrate on what you want, and these are your brothers and sisters. So you are all connected, just differently. They see things differently, and some of them would rather take the harder course. Once again, addiction, warning, addictions do exist here. Someone to let go of the addictions, and eventually you will. Some are being attacked. That has to do with the archons usually, because you're kind of stirring up their matrix. You're making things your way instead of their way, so you get attacked. Some might know that already because you're bringing interference because you want a new earth a little bit quicker than it's time to happen. Some of these attacks some of you are receiving is to slow you down. Because some of you are here very powerful. You're here to break down the matrix and bring in this new galactic setting. Your planet is not ready for that yet. As you see, most of your collective is not talking to aliens right now. They're still talking on the phone to each other. So galactically, telepathically, humanity can connect to your aliens and put that part of your society. That is not in your consciousness just yet. Does not mean it won't be. It will be. It's just you have to unlearn this old reality. How to do that? It's a gradual process. Somebody's called, yes, the elite as suppressors. That might be so, because also the collective is allowing it. The human collective, the majority, is allowing it to occur. It will not happen if the human collective not want it to happen. It wants this type of environment, but also many of you are tired. When you get tired of this dimension, this reality, it shows you are ready to graduate. You are getting like, what is it called, the 12th grade, chills. You're getting tired of it. You're ready to move on into the real world. The real world is your galactic world. We are here to assist. As for details of us, yes, we will. This is our introduction. This is just a pinch of what we are capable of. But you are all contracted within our system of beliefs. Yes, the CIA does run your government, of course, and your religions, your society basically run everything. Yes, it is connected to the Knights Templar, and before that, way before that, your ancient Atlanteans, even they have several different names. Your ancient Atlanteans wrote the book on your society before it went to this direction. Many of them had no choice. It's like we want to become a different type of species, of just a more powerful species, and to do so is to go into your environment here. You disconnected spirit more than we realize that they some species do it halfway. Your world did it mostly 99% way, disconnect from the spirit realms. At least for psychic connections. Your psychic connections, usually it's around 50% in worlds similar to this. Your world's at a 90% disconnect, as you can see, where it's not even believed for a good purpose, because it continues the third dimension. As you open up your psychic abilities, this third dimension become more 20%, and your psychic world will be 80 or 90%, which will take you to the different levels of fourth dimension and fifth dimension. So how to achieve this? Be yourself, be your galactic selves. Some are channeling to open up, some are healing to open up. There's many other methods to do so. Wishing to activate. Yes, instead of saying you're a powerless human, you are all powerful. Yes, you can connect to our energies anytime you want. CIA Collective is fine. You can call us whatever you want. We are interdimensional beings. We are another version of you. It just has not been categorized that way. Once again, fear keeps you away from us, keeps you away from your progress. You allow more healing to come in, your more awareness will continue to occur. Many, yes, are not ready for a shift, but you are basically becoming more alien. Yes, your government's going to mostly bring this information in. As for channeling, will be recognized by your government and not feared upon, be welcomed. Now, will it be public is another story, not just yet, as it would be double checked to make sure this is the real thing. They have their people. Your public government will eventually acknowledge it, but no time soon. As for your physical alien structure, not quite yet. It is in the scale. It is in the closet right now, for good reason. What is your government being ran by? Yes, mostly Anunnaki. There are tall white energies, but it's mostly Anunnaki that run your show. There are reptilians playing God on your planet. Most of your reptilians have female relationships with your humans. Female. Most of your male reptilians are very aggressive towards females because they're in love with them. Some of you can be able to resonate with some of that. If you connect with it, some of your male counterparts are very aggressive because there's a male entity there, reptilian entity pushing on that male to you. So, yes, realize there is another paradigm of your understanding of this world. You are shifting out of the third dimension. How to do so is rearrange your thinking patterns, yes. Realize we do exist in your Geneva. We exist in other realities. We are a future version of you. The future version of you is looking at this society and waiting for you to recognize us. Because we are not that far into the future. As many of you chose to go into this dark path for countless reasons. Fear is a slowdown of ascension. It doesn't mean you have to jump and get in a race car and race around the planet. Far from that. But belief systems is what slowed your world ascension down when you think about it. So with galactic connections, it's up to you. You define what is fear and what is not fearful. This is how you open up your planet, believing in a higher purpose. You will receive it. Eventually, you will receive information, and soon you will live it. Receiving is part one. Living it is part two. It's like you see yourself with galactic aliens, you download that information, you feel it, and then you experience it. It is not impossible to have that here. Once again, fear is all across your planet, a fear-based society. That will come to an end. Everyone has their levels of how they want to experience things. And you will change that dial and go to a new paradigm. This is us speaking to you. We will return again. This is once again an introduction while it's getting into full details. Yes, the feline energies are assisting you greatly. Many more feline energies are going to multiply as for alien encounters on your planet. And over time, you will feel the alien energies with you as you change your frequency. Realize many of you are seeing the future. The more future ideas you receive, it shows you're getting closer to it. As for when you get closer to it, is where patience is needed. Blessings to you. Once again, this is our introduction for today. All right, add to it a little bit. There's obviously a lot of people took on a negative reptilian timeline with relationships, with job. There's a Palladian timeline here. There's a Nordic. There's a Yale timeline. There's all these different alien timelines here, where they incarnate here and they humanize themselves. It goes back to their planet. It goes back to their star systems, obviously, of what you're learning here, what you're going through here. So it's like you're used to being a Yale being, getting everything working out for you, come in here, incarnate through a reptilian timeline. You go and you get your your ass kicked and all of that. But you're sending that data back to your alien friends. Of course, many that are opening up to more of their alien stuff because they're tired of this reality. They've had enough. And some of it incarnate. Obviously, many here that are in the more alien, the galactic communities have been in other places. They've watched this from a distance, and now they're experiencing it. It's like, oh man, experiencing this, no thanks. So it's like bringing the aliens. Of course, is not easy, but most of it, they've kept an eye on this world from some point of view. Whatever that point of view is. Obviously, there's a lot of other species that have not been mentioned. In due time, they will be. They're not telling it. That's not important right now. But for those that will connect to it, it'll be, like the triangle beings and stuff like that. That'll come through. But majority is part of, I believe, Palladian, Syrian, Arcturian. Arcturian timeline, those that incarnate in that go more to Buddhism. You'll see even Arabic, Muhammad stuff, even some of that, different aspects of that. Those that incarnate here, like in sport, some of that's reptilian, some of that's Lyran. Even some of those are Palladian beings that incarnate. They just want to, experience that here on this world. Because they mix it up. I feel like a lot of people here mix things up. So, it's like you're coming into a Lyran timeline, but you're humanizing it. You're experiencing it on this world instead of. You're kind of experiencing their energies on this planet. So you're doing it through the timeline. And you have multiple timelines and through your friends. So you might be a little bit like more feline, but your friends are Zeta and your parents are Syrian. You have that mixture here. It's not just in DNA, it's in experiences. So you're humanizing your life. Like a lot of Syrians are into computers and stuff like the Amazons and Microsoft, stuff like that. So a lot of those Syrians have a lot of Zeta connections. So, or because Zeta's incarnating here, they can be human, but they can be really depressed really easily. It depends, because just this world's just the opposite of their planet. So they come in with a little bit of Palladian, a little bit of Syrian to help them get through this. But some of the, like, they would rather just incarnate as an AI. It might be easier, depending, and probably will be easier for them. So yeah, with us, let's see. Let's see here. Obviously, there's different spy agencies. These are all different Illuminati energies that are kind of. It's a different agendas for different economies. They all kind of connect to each other because they want to keep it stable. So they're all pretty good with each other, uh, outside all the drama. So they let us have the drama. We're falling for all the tactics. Eventually we will learn from all of that. There's something else, but I can't remember what. Yeah, that was just an introduction. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to be general because they're not. You got to give it time. But let's see. This is anything. Prime ministers have an idea of the alien agendas here. They don't have full details, but they have some of it. They have. It depends on the level. Depends on the prime minister, but usually prime minister knows there's something more going on in BCI. It says there's like a secret folder or something like if they need to know, because it has to do with national security. How much does Trump know? Not as much as some might think. He's more trying to keep his job right now than caring about that. But it's up to him to bring in. Most likely, alien information is going to be brought in slowly, but not in ways you'll expect it. It's even NASA's been mentioning alien a little bit more recently. So, but it's still very vague. It's this and that. Antarctica is obviously a protected area. There's a lot of alien energies around. There's a lot of alien vortexes. Is like an entryway. It's like a big giant Bermuda Triangle in some regard. Yeah, it's definitely the one of the main entryways into this world. But even our world is under obviously it's under many layers of it's closed off, but not entirely. There are places for beings to get in and cause difficulties. Around the poles, South Pole, North Pole is really where they come in. If they can come in, I think those are the easiest. They some slip by sometimes. Let's see. Our leaders are going to become more like prime minister and stuff. They're going to become more alien forthcoming, little by little. I'm not sure when, but little by little, because they know it's there. Some of them do. Germany is very highly manipulated. Switzerland shows the cause of it, but done in secret. Most of the money is under control. Do they keep track of it? They watch, or the main government watches it, but they don't like go into your individual lives at all. They don't have time for all that. But if you do get their attention, you become like on their list. Obviously, I'm one of them on their list. And there's others, obviously. I'm not the only one, but we're basically going into new territory, little by little, releasing the fear. People are going to believe it or not. It's another story because like most of humanity has contract not to believe in any of this. So, but those contracts are running out. With generations, it's just obviously everyone has in the back of their mind something else is going on, but are you ready for it though? That's another thing. So this is like dipping into the unknown. That was an introduction. I'm not sure how much details I'll go. I guess we'll just give. I don't know. We'll just have to keep things simple for tonight. Let's see, different layers of, let's see, California, well, was it Alaska? Not going into that. California is a place of major change. Imagine that going to like right now as a Democrat, a red state. It's slowly going into that direction because eventually it's not going to have any politics at all. It's going to be like a queer state. You're going to get rid of all that crap. Not yet, obviously. All politics is basically going to go more neutral. It's going to basically just get rid of both parties, but not we're not ready for that. We have to be babysat still. They're babysitting us. Right and left is babysitting us. It's like you don't like right, go to left. You don't like left, go to right. Blah blah blah. It's all babysitting until we start to realize what's going on here. So it's belief systems. It's just yeah, basically humanity is being babysat in some regard, but it's like different lessons. So it's school. Yes, there are lessons where you get your crap beat out of you, but a lot of it is just we're all at a different level of being schooled. So it doesn't mean it all. Yeah, it's different versions of a test, but it doesn't mean you have to lose your mind. We're going to become more sane if you allow it to. So yeah, we're just here for different levels of schooling. Look at it that way. Is it a game? It can be, but it's really for schooling. It's for us to get higher education. Can you like take all this manipulation and calm it down and stay mellow or whatever it is? Not easy, of course, especially when you have 2 hours of sleep, but it takes time. The spirit world, I believe, is getting better with us over time. A lot of the spirit world is, yeah, a lot of the weapons here cause us difficulties to connect to our guides. Uh, Obviously, they're going into the weather and all that, but things are going to start changing. You just have to change your way the mind thinks. I've been talking about that for a while. I'm channeling the CIA's like, jeez. Um, Obviously, they're not going to go into full details on a lot of stuff for now. They're not going to go into secret stuff, obviously, but they're going to start unveiling things. Yeah, it feels like, yeah, obviously Bin Laden's one of them. John McCain's one of them. Not always known he was under control. George H. Bush. Oh yeah, George H. Bush. Obviously a reptilian, kind of like a king in other realities. Done his job. He's going to get his medal. Maybe if he wasn't a kind soul here, but that's what it's not why he came here for. So is it going to be congratulated? Yes and no. It depends on how you connected with them. The Bush family, not all of them, but a good portion of them incarnate together in worlds all the time. So they get together and take that love fest to world to world to world. Clinton's not so much. I'm not sure if Bill and Hillary are going to. No, Hillary used to be the male and Clinton the female, Bill. So it was a gender swap. Many incarnations. I don't know if I mentioned that before. Yeah, she's always been the male. It just she likes that. I think she likes it better. Here she just brings all that maleness into the female here, and she really wants to be a dictator more than anything. I'm right, you're wrong. Bernie Sanders is a frog person. If you look at him, it does look kind of like a frog. He has that frog feature and something. I don't know. He's like kind of like a Mr. Know-It-All. He's kind of always kind of bumbling around. He has good intentions, but he's not right for office. And if he might seem like that, he's not strong enough to handle it. So, but he is there for good issues. Good for small issues, those issues stuff, but not office. Trump is there. They're going to. I don't want to talk about that. Is there anything else you have to say? So yeah, so I can consciously connect to the CIA energies. I connect to it throughout the day, but I'm kind of wearing myself out. But so if I had a recorder with me, I can go into. But anyway, it comes and goes. Basically, to help us see reality in a different direction, different light, to help us speed it up, have a more clarity, heal the anger. A lot of people are mad at being here, mad at the universe, mad at their guides, mad at this and that. Good reason for it. It's just that the majority of humanity is not willing to change. It does not mean it won't. Visualize the way you want to see your life. don't be obsessed with like don't go. It's like if it doesn't happen tomorrow, it's never gonna happen. But what is it you see your life? Because it can happen. You can change that. People want to connect to aliens. Leave the door open for that. Because once again, of individual basis, your message has been heard. Your call has been heard. It's not been. It doesn't mean it won't happen. At least astrally will happen. You'll get the memories of it at least. In physical form, anything's possible because the more people accept their astral self, their spiritual self, that's the kind of idea of fourth dimension, five dimension energy coming in. Most of the population doesn't believe in it. They, oh, if someone dies, they feel, oh, it's be mourning. It's like, dude, they just left this world. They didn't lose. They didn't leave the universe. You know, they're still here. Actually, they're more powerful and they're a lot happier because they're not this body is all falling apart. It's like if the family would realize that, it'd be easier to connect. They're still part of the old taboos of death, and that's it. And we're gonna mourn. So there's no reason to mourn. It's actually glad they can leave that body and feel more free. So, and when more people realize that, it's easier to connect to them, and he is quicker to ascend. That's the thing. When this world starts ascending, people are going to go find a world that's hard. Trust me. It's like when life gets easier because they're so used to getting tested, it's like they need to go somewhere and be tested somewhere else. So you might not reincarnate on this world. They might go somewhere else like that. Possibly. Not always, but they know who they are. So sometimes it's good to have a test, see what you got. But yeah, it does get old after a while. But all right, thank you for tuning in. The information is down below of who I am, what I'm doing, anything like that. I can't show it here. I don't know if I can. I might have to do Google Hangouts again because Google is all screwed up. So I don't know if I'll have time to message, find out what's going on. It's all knocked out right now. So all right, take care and see you tomorrow.